All right, what's up, everybody? Lucian here, just doing a watch list build for Monday. We're doing a new streaming service, so I'm trying to do multi platforms at the moment. So I have Dan in my douche tooth earpiece. I'm going to take him out in a second. I think you could say douche tooth online. So it looks like we're online with Periscope. We're just testing out. Twitch doesn't seem to be working for whatever reason. Let's see. Let's see. I'll take you out of my ear in a second. Can you? All right. I'm on Twitter. Hello, Twitter. I'll wave to you on Twitter. There's still a little delay, I think. Yeah, there's a little delay on Twitter. All right. So I'm on Twitter. It looks like I'm on YouTube. The YouTubes. I'm streaming on your channel. I hijacked your account. Cool. I'll let you guys go. Or no, I'll keep you guys on. I'm going to let Dan out of my douche tooth earpiece. Cool. This works pretty cool, guys. All right. Later, Dan. Ricky, you can't see or anything? Or what? You can see me okay, Ricky, right? This is pretty cool. We're trying out this new whatever the heck you call it. It's called Restream. I'll give them a shout out if they work well. So instead of streaming just on YouTube, I'm on Twitter or Periscope. I'm on Dan's Facebook account. Oh, it looks like Twitch is finally online now too as well. So Ricky, can you see okay? All right, so you're good? Cool. So guys, before I do the watch us build, if you start to join or you're coming on, just let me know if you can see and hear me okay. It's a new service we're testing out, so this is pretty cool. I'm staring at myself on my other screen on the Twitter. And all right, let me just double check YouTube on my end. I think this is pretty cool. This might be a cool service, guys. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I'm live there and I'm live streaming. Let's test it right over here. Yeah, pretty cool. All right. All right, guys. Nice. This is pretty cool. I'm excited about it. So me and technology don't go over very well. So typically I'm the one that always has technological issues. So it took me a while today, guys. I've been holding this video off because I really wanted to take a nap. I had a nice breakfast today. I did, what was it today? I did French toast. Went out yesterday, braved the supermarket, got, what was it? Some bread for French toast. So I did French toast, bacon. Awesome, Mr. Need. Sweet. This is awesome. I like seeing you guys. I can see on my chat box, I can see the YouTubes. I'm going to move this over here so I can not be staring at my other screen. Oh, crap. I didn't want to do that. Shoot. Dang it. Of course, I moved my technology. Now I can't see their comments. What the hell happened? Oh, there's the chat. Okay, cool. There we go. I moved the chat to the wrong window. I like it because it breaks down who's posting where. That's super cool. So yeah, I did my French toast. I did bacon, and then I did an egg sandwich as well, which is, oh, what a good day. So now that was a while ago, and I needed the nap, and I haven't taken the nap yet. So I might take a nap after this, and then wake up, do some leftover pizza again. Might do some do 20 push-ups, eat leftover pizza, maybe have a spiked seltzer, and then maybe do 20 push-ups again, and then finish the Ben & Jerry's ice cream, maybe go for a walk, and then WrestleMania, guys. Cool. Danny says he can see me just fine. That's interesting. I'm surprised why I didn't see it on this chat. WrestleMania, super weird, guys. I watched it. Much respect to the wrestlers, man. They're wrestling with no audience. That's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. So much respect to them. Gonna finish it tonight. So that's my day. And that's all I got for that part. But let's get into the watch list for Monday and see what we got. So let's take a look at the SPY. Let's pull up the SPY or the future. Yeah, we'll just pull up SPY. So as you guys can see here, It's a bit of a mess, or my chart's looking a little bit messy right now. You see kind of this falling channel, or it's not necessarily a falling wedge, kind of a falling wedge, kind of a falling channel. As you can see, so you'll see I have my trend lines. Here's the daily chart. So you can see, if you're new, guys, to the stock market and you're learning this stuff, to draw trend lines manually, again, we like a tool called Trend Spider, which I'll show you. But to do this manually, you want to connect as many valleys and as many peaks as you can. So you'd like to at least get at least 2 to 3. The more you can connect, the better. But you can see right here, there's several right here. So this is really nice. You could also kind of connect back out over in here, so you can see, you can even maybe come, oops. Ay. I've been having the worst problems with my mouse lately, guys. It's super annoying. It like moves stuff on me without me wanting to do that. So you see how like I can connect, I can even kind of come up like this and come down over in here as well. So you can see kind of in this area as well. So this is a daily chart right here. But if I kind of zoom in on an hourly chart, I can see there's kind of a megaphone pattern. So you can see a lot of times it'll kind of, it's connected down here. But then a lot of times it's still, it kind of changes out. So you can see there's a megaphone down in here, and then it can kind of keep going out here as well. So you can connect these peaks down over in here. So what happens with this, guys, is now you can see there's some like support level down here, and this connects down in the future down over here. So, when price kind of goes up, it comes back down, and then you can see there's this channel that went back, if I kind of did it somewhat in here, like somewhat like this, you can see there's several valleys in here, and then it moved back up, smacked resistance. Now it's falling. So now we want to see right here, is it going to be able to break out of that megaphone and continue up, which is basically this, where is it here? Where's price action? So when you can see when I zoom in here on the hourly, it's below that 200 SMA, and it's below the moving average line. So you guys see when I zoom in here on this chart, it's below the moving average lines now. So that's not a good sign if you're bullish. You want price to get above these moving average lines and continue to break out. But as you can see, there's this pressure, or this falling pressure right over, kind of right down in here. You guys can see it's smacking up at resistance. So you can see here's a peak level. Here's a peak level, right? So you connect those peak levels. You see these valleys down in here. They could probably go in like this right here. I can kind of just probably move this one out and kind of just connect, kind of like this right in here. So I could do it that way, or I can go up, again, it's subjective, right? So you guys can see kind of even right in there. So it's not going to get perfect. Sometimes you'll have, you don't want to go too crazy with it. It's meant to be as a guide, but you can see kind of this megaphone pattern. So the whole point being, guys, you have this overhead resistance or angular resistance here, and these channels go out into the future. So, that's an hourly chart. Then you zoom out to a daily chart. And when you come in here, you can see it's kind of obeying that kind of that falling pattern, or falling wedge, or right here you can see that falling megaphone or wedge or whatever you want to call it. And look at right there, oh, that's a weekly chart. On the weekly chart, it's right below that 200 simple moving average line. So guys, moving average lines are not foolproof by any means, but they're a huge guide. And you can see, look at price action, rejecting right at that level, that 200 on the weekly. And if you look on the monthly, where does that put you? We are right above that's the 100 SMA on the monthly, but it's right there. It's the 50 on the 50 simple moving average on the monthly, right? So price is right below that. So now that dojied on the monthly, but obviously we have, we're still only a week into the month. Now, if you're bullish, you want to see price continue up, and then, you can see going to a daily. Here's the daily chart right here. Kind of that falling megaphone, and now it's right below that green line, which is the 13 EMA. So it's caught right below that, right? It hit the 13 EMA, and it's below the 9. So you guys see this right here? You're connecting as many valleys, connecting as many peaks. These are the trend lines. Trend lines are formed by candlesticks, right? All right, so cool. You guys can see me and hear me good. This makes me feel really good. All right, awesome to hear. All right, so that's what the market's looking like. So basically, my whole point being in that analysis is it's bearish. And, so if you're seeing this kind of this falling channel, if you're bullish, you want to see price break out and continue upwards. Right now, it's not a very good sign. So we will have to watch and see. So good news with all my rambling. I did the watches already for Monday. So now I'll just show you what I put on it. And as you guys know, if you've been watching for any length of time, we do a combination of small caps and large caps, depending on how the setups are. So a combination of penny stocks for those that like to day trade penny stocks, and some larger cap stocks for people that like to day trade large caps or do swing trading. So you'll see right here, I have DFFN. That is a penny stock, sub $1 penny stock. So for those of you guys that like the sub 1 penny stocks, you'll see we try to make the penny stocks list a little bit diverse for those that like the sub $1. So DFFN has a kind of a cup and handle-ish. Now you'll notice, with small cap stocks, the prices or the patterns, they're not as solid or reliable or clean as you would get on a larger cap stock. Again, because they're penny stocks, they're notorious for pumping and dumping. But when you can catch something like this, here's a daily chart, kind of a cup pattern, possible handle. You can see price is right closed above the 100 SMA. Moving average lines are pinching. This may be setting for a possible breakout. So with this one I had with DFFN was at or above 43 cents. So right in here, basically you put right above this candle here. So see if price can get above that 45-cent area. Obviously 50 cents, the whole and half dollar amounts are very important resistance levels or support levels. So if it can break 50 cents, then see if it can continue up and then clear that 73 cents area. Now, if we go to the hourly chart, you'll see it's below that, right below that 50 SMA. So maybe doing an inverse head and shoulders, but bottom line, if it can clear that 45 cents, then see if it can get another pump up. So again, for those of you guys that like, sub $1 stocks, if this thing can go 10 cents or so, many people, you'll see a lot of penny stock traders that if a sub $1 stock can move 10 cents, they might try to scalp, 5 cents out of it and buy 10,000 shares or 20,000 shares. Right? What chat room is good? Oh, dude, what's up, Timmy? What's up, Tim? Love it, dude. I love it. So cool. We got this. The service is working on several platforms. I love it. So that's what we're putting on here is DFFN for one. That's a sub dollar stock. Now we have GoGo. So GOGO. This one you can see, guys, it kind of has a double bottom on the daily chart, so it may be holding support. Personally, I like to see smaller hammers. This is kind of a crazy looking one, but again, it's a small cap stock. It's hard to ignore it. So this one may be doing a double bottom. You can see some moving average lines resistance area, but see if it can clear these moving average lines, get above the 250 level, and then see if it can move up here. Possible double bottom, move up. You got some resistance, at the moving average lines and up around this 350-ish. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. So as you guys will see right in here, it needs to clear that, what is that, the 50 SMA right there around 204. And then you have 230s level right in there, some resistance. So it may be doing possible cup and handle-ish right here, possible flag if it can clear that $2 area. Again, guys, for penny stocks, when you're trading them like this, you're trying to capitalize, on, some scalps, right? So, if this thing can move from $2 up to $2.35, if you can scalp 10 cents out of that or 15 cents, that's not too bad, right? You're not trying to get greedy and capitalize on all of it, but obviously you want to look at the patterns and reversals and all of that. But that's where, we try to get you these ones that might have a little bit of room to run, but when the market's falling, it's extremely difficult to get some really good plays when it's just been such a choppy market. So let's go. We have AIM. So this one right here, we want to see if this can get above that 280-ish level. Possible, you can see it kind of has a head and shoulders on the daily. It kind of fell back down. Now we want to see if it can clear that 280s and then obviously $3. You can see the pattern's very choppy, but just want to see if this thing can get another pump again. Doesn't mean it's going to pump back up to $7 again, but you'll see it's above the moving average lines on the daily. I think this is a biotech stock, I'm assuming. Yeah, there's something to do with biotech. So that's why you'll see these ones kind of, this is ideally what we like to see. When it kind of gets up and it's right down here, we ideally want to catch it before the breakout or right here. Like these are the perfect patterns right here. Like nice kind of flag, boom, breakout, take your profits, right? So, you know, as you'll see back here, it kind of went up, came back down, up, down, and then it broke out again. Kind of has a similar formation. So we'll see if this one can continue up. That's AIM. And this is where, again, it's above the moving average lines on the hourly. So see if it can break out of that 280s. And then again, kind of up in this area as resistance. All right. So we've got next one. Let's do INSG. So here's another one right here when I zoom in, kind of a V bottomish pattern right here. So you guys can see kind of a V. And it's above the the 50 EMA on the daily. So we like to see this, right? And you want to see if it can clear that 750s-ish area right here. And let's take a look at the hourly. Yeah, so right up here, this is what I want to show you guys. What's nice, this is what the whole point I was showing you guys in the beginning with these trend lines. Connect as many peaks and as many valleys as possible. So when you kind of come in like this, you can kind of do your trend lines, you know, something like this, or you can kind of come in a little bit closer and get them down in here. You know, see, they're not going to always be perfect, but so many times you could do this, or you can see at this point, it's kind of running with that pink line, which is the 50 SMA. So sometimes you don't even really need that when it's closer to the moving average lines, but now you can kind of draw your upper channel kind of like, you know, back down in here or back out in here, right? So you have kind of a channel. So this is when you're when you're looking here, this is ideal. It's much easier to do it larger cap stocks. But you see, like right here, there's support, and now kind of the buyers are kind of coming in down in here, right? And then you can see up here is resistance, kind of resistance level in here, in here. So now these are why these channels are very, very important. Is when the buyers come in, you know, we'll see these trend lines extend out to the future. See if price can continue up and move up, and if it does, then you can see there's trend line resistance up here. You also have that 750 as well. So there's horizontal and angular support and resistance levels to be aware of. Yeah, so Ricky says the pumps are from news. So kind of hard to have another pump without news. Yeah, too many bag holders. The only thing with the biotechs is you never know. There could be lots of news coming out with the coronavirus, so... Yeah, so Ricky says, yeah, not trying to be negative. These penny biotech companies are taking advantage of COVID-19 and pumping their stock to dump an offering on shareholders. Yep. I mean, but isn't that penny stocks, right? Penny stocks are just notorious. That's what they do. They all pump and dump, you know? So, but you guys see that now, how I drew my trend lines on the hourly, and look how it comes up on the daily, right? So now I can look at my daily chart and see, okay, there's some support coming in here. Possible tweezer tops right in here, but you want to see if price can break above that 705 and see if it can continue up. You know, so this one's got a little bit better of a chart comparative to the other ones on the watch list, but what else we got here? GPS. That's Gap. Wow, gap. Dang, gap. It's getting hammered. All right, so gap has, the reason why I put this one on, possible bullish harami or kind of a bullish harami pattern. So that's a possible reversal. What I like about these are ones that completely sell off. They kind of find some support down here. And then what we're looking for is see if it's going to reverse back up. And this is ideally what I like for you guys on reversals is I like to see room back up to the moving average lines. So if price can kind of get above that 578 level, there's room, at least on the daily charts, up to these moving average lines before it hits resistance, right? So I like to see some room ideally. Now when we zoom into the hourly chart, you'll see right in here, kind of pinching sideways. So you can see if it gets above 580, now you can see here there's also some resistance. You know, again, that's why these moving average lines are very important as a guide, not to be foolproof, but to see support and resistance levels. So, you know, again, on something like this, if this thing can kind of move up, get above 580, if it can go up to go up to $6, you know, if you're a day trader and this thing moves 20 cents and you can scalp 10 cents out of it, not bad. Again, on a market, like that's pretty crappy. You know, it's not, you know, you're not always hitting home runs and making 50 cents and $1 trades with these penny stocks. You're trying to scalp these, 10, 15 cent plays. All right. So that is for the small cap one. Let's go into the large caps. What's my thoughts on AMD? Let me take a look. AMD. So kind of an inverse head and shoulders right now, but it's kind of failing right now. So again, inverse head and shoulders, guys, you look at things like a head, kind of a left shoulder, and a right shoulder. Now you can see right in here, right down in here, there's some support on that left shoulder. So we'll see if it holds the support and continues up. It's a little bit bearish at the moment. So that's not a great sign. It looked a little bit better over in here, but you can see it's just because it looks like a head and shoulders doesn't mean it's going to go and break out. I mean, it could trade sideways or it could fail this pattern. So at the moment, price is bearish underneath the moving average lines. And hey, Dan, are you still on the stream if you're listening, bud? So now you guys see now how I'm zooming into an hourly. Now on the hourly, it's very bearish. So going back to what I was telling you guys with trend lines, right? You know, if you're just manually doing them, connect as many peaks and as many values as possible, right? So I can kind of move in over here, or you can see this is a little bit more right on here, a little bit more reliable, which is at 50 SMA, right? So you see I can connect 2 or 3 peaks in here, and then you can see I can connect a valley and some of these valleys back in here. So you guys see, I can see here's a valley, here's a valley, here's a valley, here's a valley. See, here's a peak level. So now it's kind of a falling channel or a falling wedge. So now you can see these trend lines extend out to the future. Price is below the moving average line. So if it stays below, it could fall down to these levels. If it starts to go bullish, then you can start doing something like this and saying, you know, okay, here's some support, right? If you're bullish on it, you want to see price get above and continue up. If it fails this area, then it could easily fall back down. This making sense to you guys with these trend lines? GLD and COST. All right, GLD. I'm pushing through today, guys. I can feel that breakfast drowsy eyes kicking in right now. So the problem with GLD, guys, it's hard to get an entry because it's so all over the place. But, you know, I mean, so you can see these kind of spinning top candles. It is very bullish at the moment. You can see it needs to get above that 153, and there's some, let's do this. Want to see it clear that 154. Some resistance up in this area and here, that up to that 155. And then if we go into the hourly chart, so this is where now it's a little bit easier to draw your trend lines, right? So now you can kind of zoom in here and start saying, okay, you know, right? So some support kind of in here. And then right here, so you guys see I'm just connecting the valleys in here. Here's a valley, here's a valley, here's a valley. And then I could do peak, you know, so peak here. Or I could, and then also connect this peak to up in these areas too, you know. So it's kind of, you know, it's not perfect, right? It's kind of a rising wedge pattern. So if you're bullish on it, you know, there's some resistance up in this area. So you want to see it break out of that pattern. If not, it can hit resistance. It can easily fall back down to these levels. Andrew said, I've never traded before. How can I learn what all this means or how to read all of this? Well, very good question. Below or on our YouTube channel, or you could just head to our website right over here, bullish. Let me bring it up here. bullishbears.com. Right here. So if you go to our website on our homepage right here, start your free membership. We have a few $1,000s right here. You can see all the courses. We have a basic course, an options course, a day trading course, swing trading, futures, day trading, advanced options, 2 candlesticks courses in an ebook. So we have a whole bunch for free. And then if you want to upgrade, we have a whole chat room and all that stuff, trade alerts, chat room, all that good stuff. Gary says, you have to watch their free videos. They are amazing. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it, bud. All right. So, man, you have lots of questions on charts. Cost. It must be Costco. So Costco is trading sideways on the hourly. Let's take a look at the daily. Kind of a mess. Look at that yo-yo of a mess. I mean, it's kind of range bound right now, if you guys can kind of see in this area. You know, kind of, it's even kind of hard to get. You guys see all the wicks and shadows everywhere. But bottom line, you'd like to see it at least get above that 20, right? So it's kind of range bound at the moment, right? So, you know, if it rejects up here, it could easily fall back down. So a lot of wicks and shadows on Costco. Ideally would like to see it get above that 20 EMA, and then it might have some room up on the daily up into those moving average lines. You're welcome, Andrew. IP or Quibi, Q-U-I-B-I. Is that the what's the symbol for that, Satoshi? Do I see Monday green or red? Well, who the heck knows based upon the news. Right now it's bearish, you know, on the daily it's bearish. You know, that's a spinning top candle at resistance. We'll have to see come tonight what happens. Price is also a little bit bearish on the hourly as well. So it's not looking so hot, guys. BA, Boeing. All right, so you guys see the channel kind of falling right here with Boeing. Let's take a look at the hourly. So Boeing has kind of another falling wedge. You guys see this, right? You have a peak, kind of a peak and a peak. You could even kind of go right in. Kind of right in these areas, right? Either way, you guys see kind of a falling wedge pattern, right? You can kind of connect in here. So on the hourly, it's definitely bearish. Again, we got to see how it opens on Monday. But if you're bullish on it, it needs to break out. And then you have angular resistance all up in here. These moving average lines in here as well. So, I mean, it's just... You know, again, not looking so hot at the moment. I would need to know the stock symbol, bud. All right, so this one is intriguing. Bed Bath and Beyond. This one's gotten hammered. I put this one on for you guys as a possible swing trade because this thing's gotten just murdered, right? And you can see on a daily possible reversal, so you can see some support right around that 350-ish range right here. It's gotten absolutely hammered. So I put that on because you look at the daily, maybe doing a reversal. Now when you go to the hourly chart, this is where I kind of like to zoom in. You can see, okay, there's a possible bull flag right above that. These are my kind of my favorite plays. I like to see flags off of or right near moving average lines for a pop up, right? So I like bull flags. Bull flags or bear flags, either one are my favorite. So when you see that, kind of that setup, you have some resistance at these moving average lines and the same on the daily. That's kind of like a pattern I get the most kind of intrigued with. And then you can kind of develop or draw your trend lines like, you know, connect a peak here, peak out to here, or even up here. You guys see that? I'm just kind of connecting some peaks to that down here, some peaks over here. Now it may be descending triangle-ish as well, right? So you can kind of see, let me move into the daily. I was seeing this one a little bit different than this is where sometimes you can see things and it might not be as great as you'd like. Again, I'm looking for this to see if it can pop, get a quick pop, and then you can see these levels and, you know, 430 to 480 level. You know, so if this thing moves up from 394 and goes up to 450 or 480, you know, and you scalp 20, 30, 40 cents out of it, not a bad deal, right? So that's why I put Bed Bath & Beyond on there for Monday. Nike. Nike, I think I had as a bearish play for Nike, at or below. Yep. So Nike, you can see, kind of has a falling wedge or a megaphone pattern. So you can see, right, there's what the heck happened? Right here. Some resistance, right? So you can see these. Here's a peak level right here, some resistance levels. You can see some support coming down in here. So now the thing is with, you know, at resistance, it prices right below the moving average lines. It's not looking so good on the daily. Let's look at the hourly. So again, it needs to break out of, you know, angular resistance. If you look at the hourly, you know, you can kind of do your, this is where you can kind of do your trend lines. I can come in now zooming in. So those are the daily trend lines. I can come up down in here, right, guys, and kind of connect right in here. Or I could also connect down in these levels as well, right? So now you have kind of a falling wedge-ish pattern. And you can see prices below MAs right here, so it may continue. It's definitely looking a little bit bearish at the moment. If you're bullish on it, you want to see it break out. So we have to watch and see. It's definitely a little bit bearish at the moment. You can see some support down in this level right here, 78 level, and then right down here. And Goldman Sachs is my last one. Goldman Sachs, another one, guys, right? You see the trend lines right here? Kind of a falling wedge pattern. This one's a little bit bearish. You can see about 145 to 140 is support level. So if this rejection falls, you can see 145 and 140 at support. All right, so I'll give you guys a couple more charts, and then I think I need to take a nap. It may be too late to take a nap. I don't know. Let's see here. You guys said NVIDIA. Let's pull NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is kind of looking like AMD, right? It's failing. The only problem with these guys is they can pump and drop really quickly with these tech stocks. So it's bouncing off the 100 SMA on the daily. Kind of has a head and shoulders on the daily. Let's look at the hourly. So again, draw your trend lines, right? Kind of a peak up. Connect that peak with this peak. Got some valleys over in here. All right, so kind of a falling wedge-ish pattern. So watch to see down in this area right here, that 200 SMA, see if it can get a bounce around 240. So got to watch. At this point, it's kind of bearish on the hourly. Got to watch down here for support levels. Roku. That one's kind of bearish on the daily as well. Let's see. Let's go to the hourly. Well, it's definitely a little bit bearish at the moment, but hold on. But it may be trying to squeeze out of it. It's still got, got to watch and see if price can get above that 81, 85, or 82 level and continue up. It's definitely, but it is kind of moving out of this falling wedge a little bit. So see if you can get above 82 and hold. It may be retesting. What's up, Jay Swan? See, now I was getting tired and I was gonna end, and then I have Jay Swan coming up. Maybe I'm awake now. God, let's see. Roku, LK. Oh yeah, you guys are asking the good ones, guys. You guys are asking the good ones. LK, Lucan Coffee. All right, so what about Garbaccio? Someone did some dumping on this one. So you can see some support right down. Some support levels right in here. Let's look at that's on the hourly. Let's look at the daily. It's not looking so hot, guys. This is I don't even know what you want to call that pattern. It's basically, if you're bearish on it, it's near support levels. It can continue to fall, but if you're bullish, you'd like to see it get above that 730 area. If it can get above 730, look at, some resistance somewhere up in this upper wick. So you want to see it clear that 730s and then see, if you go into the hourly right in here, again, you zoom in, it's got the moving average lines resistance. If it can clear that 20 EMA, it might have a little bit of room. Daniela, ABT. Thanks a lot, man. What's up? So I'm not gonna, you guys are all asking me questions now, so now I got to keep pulling up charts. I need to take a nap. Oh, man. Oh, let me wake up. It's hard to go to sleep now because I got the streaming service. I'm going to give a shout out. Are you guys liking this? Hey, you guys on Twitter, can you see and hear me okay? We tested out this new service called Restream. So I think it's working. So now we have Periscope, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. The YouTube's going at one time. This is good. We might take everybody by storm now. ABT, what else? Someone said Codex. Donald. Codex. So a bit overextended on the hourly. Coachella. Or CO Diagnostics. All right, so this is a biotech. So you'd like to see it get above that 20 right here. $9. Obviously $10 resistance. Where does that put us on the hourly? It's above it here. So this is where it's tougher, guys. This is what I was saying when these charts, I hate these types of charts. I hate the yo-yo effect. You got to drill down on this. You know, it's a bit overextended on the hourly. Go for a walk. Fresh air will keep you awake. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I'm doing good. I like it. Yeah, I went out for a walk earlier. I just, I didn't sleep well last night, and then I cooked an awesome breakfast. That's the great thing about quarantine, guys. I think out of this, I'm going to become a better cook. Instead of eating out more, I actually will be cooking more from home. I see value. I have value to doing that. ABT. Abbott. You guys are asking all the good symbols. You guys are paying attention. Have you guys been paying attention to Portnoy? He's been doing a lot of streaming, and he's talking lots of these company names. If not, dude is super funny if you guys want to get a good kick out of him. This one's all over the place right now. So you can see some resistance right around that 50 SMA, 81.92 when you zoom into the hourly. You know, so now I can see that? Valley, valley, valley. And now we got to see kind of in here, guys, if you can kind of draw a trend line kind of right here too as well. So you can see it's moving up on the hourly. So if it can hold support, look at some resistance right around that $82 level. Codex. They had news on Friday. Approval from FDA on COVID-19 test approval. Codex. Ah, okay. How are we feeling about SHOP? 10% drop the other day, but go back up. Let's see. SHOP. Shopify on the hourly. So right, if you can clear that 360 level, some resistance around 370. Kind of an inverted cup and handle, guys, right? Flip the cup and handle upside down. Inverted cup handle. So, you know, see if this one will continue to move up. I think that's all I got for you guys today. I'm burnt out. I'm going to take a nap. I tried to give you guys some decent technical analysis, but this is, guys, this is stuff that's so important. If you're hearing stuff, especially if you're new to the industry, thanks, Danielle. I appreciate it. You too. You got to learn this stuff, right? You got to learn the patterns, the trend lines. So just because something has news, you want to know where to buy and where to potentially sell, right? Buy low, sell high. So I should actually show you guys. I'm going to wait. I'm developing some new shirts and stuff that you guys might get a kick out of, but I'm going to wait to show them to you guys. All right, cool. Later, Jay Swan. Later, Daniela, Ricky, all y'all. Thanks for joining us today. I'm glad this multi-stream thing worked. So this is awesome. And I will catch you all later. Enjoy.